Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Marie with Modern Day Vet Podcast, where we bridge the gap between military and the civilian sector. So, what are we going to talk about today? First off, let's do a mental health check-in really quick. If you're feeling down and out, feel free to always reach out. You can reach out at moderndayvetpodcast.com. Or if you have my Facebook, because right now I don't have that many followers, it's just people that actually know me. Just reach out on Facebook and have a conversation with me. If I don't respond, it's because I don't want to talk to you. No, I'm kidding. If I don't respond, it's because I'm busy. I really am really fucking busy. But I will try my best to reach out to you. And No Shame Warriors, that is led by Luis Fonseca. He does really good on trying to prevent suicide amongst the veteran and the active duty population. And he's been doing really well. So check that out as well. But what are we going to talk about today? Today, we're going to talk about side hustles. I am the queen of side hustles. And I just wanted to speak about it a little bit just to see if where everybody's at. The economy isn't all that well right now. Everything's fucking expensive. Everybody's broke. And if you're not, I will put my Venmo down below and you're more than welcome to donate to this channel because I will always take donations. But when I first got out, actually prior to me getting out, when my dad had passed away a year before I got out, I had to keep busy. So for some reason, thrifting kept me busy. I started selling on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and thrifting has been my therapy, and it still is. So I don't do it as hardcore, but if you were to do a hardcore, you could easily bring in probably 1K, 15K if you stay consistent weekly. And if you want a separate episode just on eBay and how to get started, because I've had a few people reach out to me about that, I'll be more than happy to do a video. Individual conversations take a lot more time. And like I said, I really am super busy. So I can't really just speak to everyone else individually. But if you want to actual YouTube video, let me know. So what type of side hustles are there right now? Now, the ones I'm going to talk about, no, you're not going to become a millionaire, but it can help you in the transition process. Some people are more prepared than others. I kind of transitioned very quickly because, like I said, the guy I was dating, I didn't mean to say dude like that. But the guy I was dating, he passed away in a motorcycle accident. He was killed in a head-on collision. And then 3 months later, my father died of a heart attack. So mentally, I was not okay. And I wasn't really prepared to transition from the military to the civilian sector, even though I was ready to get the fuck out. But financially, I wasn't prepared. So I kind of had to have to sit down with my mom like, hey, Ma, they're allowing me to get out a year early if I sign these papers. However, I will need your help financially because I'm not financially prepared to get out literally in a month, because that's what they were telling me. Just know that there is always a way out. Like there was no way in hell I was going to do 12 more months in the military. It wasn't going to happen. And they didn't approve me to get out early enough. But like I said, there's always a way. Just do it professionally and properly. So if you're in a rut and if you're in a position where it's like, I honestly don't think I could do this anymore. Like it's literally life or death. And that literally was my situation, life or death. Like if I don't get out, there may be a possibility that I'm going to commit suicide. So I didn't have the mental strength. And thankfully, through my connections and people that I knew, I met this wonderful lady. I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she really wants her information out there. But she knew the MCPON of the Navy at the time. I'm not up with current events. I don't know if he's still currently the MCPON because this happened a few years ago. And we pretty much threatened the current CMC I had. Like, hey, I literally came to you and told you that I'm not mentally okay. And you literally looked at me in my face and told me, physically, you look fine. Mentally, personally, I don't care. As long as you physically look fine, you could run, you could walk, you can do what you have to do for work. You're fine to me. And you don't, because I was applying for a service dog. And I actually got approved for a service dog through my psychologist, and he denied all of that. He said, "You're not going to have a service dog. I'm not going to have an active duty member walking around with a service dog because you're not accessible to the mission. I can't deploy you with a dog." And I'm literally telling him to his face that I'm 2 minutes away from shooting my head off because I literally lost my boyfriend and my dad within a 4-month time span. So just know if you're going through a hard time, you can reach out to me or reach out to someone that you truly trust, and changes could always be made and done. Now, for a lighter note, because I didn't mean to get all dark and dim on this episode, but that's kind of where the finance in this episode comes from, because I was not financially prepared to get out the military. I just knew that if I didn't get out, I probably wouldn't be alive today. So with that being said, when my dad passed, I started doing eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. And those are pretty much apps that you can sell literally anything. Poshmark and Mercari is more towards clothing, kind of. eBay, you could literally sell literally anything. If you want to sell diapers, if you want to sell dirty draws, girl, do whatever you want to do. Whatever makes you happy, go ahead and sell it. But that's not what I'm selling on my eBay store, just so y'all know. But yeah, eBay, I've made a good amount of money on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And thrifting, to me, like, I know certain women are like, I want to go shopping, I want to get my nails done. You drop me off at a Goodwill, I'm good for the day. Like, I will sit in that Goodwill. I love going through antiques. I love going through vintage clothing. I literally went to a garage sale probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I found, to some people, it might be like, what? But I literally found lingerie, antique lingerie from like, I think it was like 1930. So I haven't been able to dry clean it yet, but I'm going to put it up on Etsy as well. You could sell, but I'm going to put it up on Etsy for like $400. So there is ways to make money if you have the eye for it. If you don't have the eye for it, that's fine. There's other ways to make money as well. And if you're in a position where you don't need to make money, but you kind of just want to be busy, or you just you're about to retire from the military and you don't necessarily have to work, but you want to keep busy, this episode is also for you. So there's DoorDash. Granted, they don't pay as well as they used to, but it's still something. You're still kind of talking to people. If you like to drive around, that helps as well. There's Uber Eats. For Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, I think those are the only food apps that I could think of from the top of my head. It doesn't matter the make and model of your car. However, if you're going to do Uber passenger, you need to have a 2007 or newer car. So pretty much what they're saying is, listen, if you're going to deliver food, I don't give a fuck how you get there. Just get there and deliver their food. However, if you're going to have a passenger in your car, you need to have 2007 or newer for you to have a passenger in your car. And it's funny because I have a 2019 car, and every time I want to do Uber, I want to vacuum the car. I go get a car wash. I spritz like some perfume in there and stuff. And I personally haven't taken an Uber, knock on wood, in years because I haven't had to. But my sister took a Uber because she had to take her car to the shop or something. They were doing their maintenance. And she said the guy's car was like hanging by a thread. This is no hate to nobody. Like, listen, I have a new car only because I have to. My old car stopped working, or else I'd probably still have that hoopty. But yeah, he was on the phone talking to his girlfriend or something. He was just mad unprofessional. Like, I don't even talk in the car. I put on music, or sometimes I'll put on the radio and put like appropriate music. I'll put like Taylor Swift. I don't even listen to her, but I'll put that because it's safe music. If you want to say that, I can't put a rap or nothing in it. I don't want to get a negative review. But apparently these people don't even give a fuck. So I don't even know why I'm being so professional. But anyway, Uber makes pretty good money. Uber passenger. It also depends on your location. Keep that in mind. I'm in New York. I've traveled to other places. Like, for example, I went to Great Wolf Lodge. I have the sweater. Those kids were feral. They were running rampant. Like, that wasn't even a vacation. But I went with my niece and nephew. And I opened up the apps just because, I don't know, I just always have to work. Like, if I'm on vacation, it's so sad. I'll go on vacation and I'll like open up the apps of like Instacart, DoorDash, and Uber and stuff just to see what they have if I'm within the United States. And That location was pretty bad. It didn't have much stuff. Um, so it depends on your location. If you're in a more country location, unfortunately, you're not going to make that much money. But you could make money off of eBay because technically you're selling to millions around the world. Um, Another thing with that reselling, keep in mind, especially for military people, when you move from home to home, from duty station to duty station, you accumulate so much shit, and then you end up throwing it out, you end up donating it. All that stuff could just be extra money if you have the time. All that stuff could be extra money that can be towards your savings account because obviously the military pays for your moving. But they say this is a real statistic that the American household has between 5 to 10K in their house of shit they don't fucking use, like literally just laying around. And just for an example, um, so with my dad passing away, we did donate a lot of stuff, but a lot of his tools I personally have sold off for things because he was he wasn't a plumber. He was a sprinkler fitter. So he did the sprinkler systems in the buildings, and he was part of the union. So he has a lot of tools and equipment that you don't necessarily need in a household. So I was starting to sell his tools and stuff. But old clothing, shoes, old tools, furniture, um, Facebook Marketplace is actually pretty good as well if you are okay and safe with meeting locally. If I'm going to sell something locally, I try to put in the notice that we can meet at a police station. That's just me. I've sold a few stuff in Texas when I was living out there. When I was living in Chicago, I sold a few stuff as well, and it's always been somewhere public. And it's not just for women, men as well. Everybody needs to be safe. So it's always at a big shopping mall, and we're going to meet literally at the entrance of the shopping mall or a police station or a truck stop is always busy. So I feel pretty safe at truck stops. Um, if you're going on a road trip, completely off topic, but if you're going on a road trip and you're by yourself, or even if you're with kids, when I went on road trips with my mom, I always said, like, if I'm sleeping or whatever and you want to stop, always stop at a truck stop. It's no matter the time of the day, it's always heavily populated. It's always very bright lit and it literally works 24/7. So if you didn't know that, the truck stops have washer and dryers, they have showers there, and I feel safer stopping at truck stops after hours. Um, just to keep that in mind for safety because I don't know what state you guys are in, but New York is a shit show and our heads are always on a swivel. So hopefully you guys as well are trying to maintain your safety because there's a lot going on in the world right now. And I would hate for anything to happen I would hate for anything to happen to someone that I know for reasons that could be avoided. So just always keep safe when you're traveling. Um so the first year that I got out, I'm still trying to navigate. I still don't know what the fuck I want to do. I think this is like year 3 or 4 that I've been out of the military. Granted, I'm a little bit more situated. My bills are getting paid on time, so I guess you could say I'm a successful adult at this point because my bills aren't late. That's all I can tell you. Um, but I'm still not in a place where I'm kind of satisfied with my job, so I'm still looking around. The podcast definitely satisfies me in terms of me helping others, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a military thing. I don't know if it's me, but I just am always looking for extra ways to help individuals. But when I first got out, I tried wedding officiant. I actually really, really love being a wedding officiant. Um, I just need to work on the marketing aspect, and that is very easy money. You could even do it as active duty. Depending on the state that you're in, you could easily charge 250, 200 for a marriage license signing. And that's literally you're just signing their certificate or their license and giving them like a brief little because you need to say that they're married at that point, which is only like 4 or 5 sentences. Um, I just like the vibes. I like the energy. I like that everybody's so happy at the time. So wedding officiant, I really, really enjoy, and I'm probably gonna take a look at doing it during the summer. I just got to work on my marketing and probably get a website going. Notary is very lucrative. People sleep on notary because they're just like, oh, you only could charge $1 a stamp or whatever. Look at your state laws. Every state is different, but you can charge a travel fee. And there's a lot of different channels that you could go into with notary. It's not just you're doing the stamp and that's it. When I say charge a travel fee, you can go to obviously people that can't walk. You can go to a nursing home, you can go to hospitals, and you could charge a travel fee there. Like I said, get familiar with your state laws. Some state laws, the travel fee is like 50 cents a mile, and some state laws don't have a limit. And you could just be like, my travel fee is within this town, $30 plus my notary fee. So you could be a loan signing notary, which is pretty much you notarize refinances and sellers and buyers of homes. The housing market is getting a little better. It has slowed down for a little bit, but for a package, like a refinance package, it's about 170 pages. You do have to print that out, but you get about 150 for you to do that whole package from the company. They'll pay you like a month later or whatever. And if you want to talk about that offline and hit me up, you can. Some states don't allow you to be a notary if you're still active duty in the military, but other states will allow you. Like if you're an original resident from New York, I couldn't be a notary while I was in, but other states allow you to be one. Shift Smart is an app. It's where you download the app, you sign up for it, and depending on your location, there's certain stores that kind of just want you to stock up the shelves or at the supermarkets, or you're working at a warehouse overnight and you'll get paid like 15, 16 bucks an hour for those 8 hours, but you're not directly working with the store. So you literally just did that shift and that's it. Then you get paid a few days later. The same thing with Wonolo, Wonolo. Depending on your location, once again, you could do the shift. Like here, it's been pretty slow, but when I first moved here, like they had ShopRite. Excuse me, there I go fucking burping again. They had ShopRite and stuff, and you could just stock the shelves. And I think it was like 17 bucks an hour. Like I said, it's slowed down. So these are just ideas for you to look at to see if it's available in your area. Instacart is pretty good. It hasn't slowed down, but the money isn't as high as it used to be. But the opportunity is definitely still there. Dog sitting. I have been doing dog sitting for a long time. Like while I was in the military, I did not want to get an animal just because of the work schedule. If I was going to get deployed, there's no way in hell I would be able to deploy and leave my dog behind. It wasn't going to work. So I decided not to get any animals while I was in the military. But there is 2 apps. One is Rover and one is Wag. And it definitely depends on your location, because when I started doing Rover in Chicago a few years ago, Wag was very, very popular. Very popular. And you kind of just pick a gig, and all the information is on the app. So you pretty much accept the dog walk or the dog sitting or the dog drop in for 20 minutes. It'll give you the code to get into the house. You meet the dog, you send pictures, you walk the dog for the 20, 30 minutes. And then you get paid a few days later. With Rover, it wasn't as popular in Chicago, but it's extremely popular here in New York. And it's the same thing. You could like schedule a meet and greet. You do a dog walk, a dog sitting. Right now I'm doing a cat sitting gig. I'll finish with that tomorrow. But I haven't had to market because of Rover and Wag, if that makes any sense. So that's why I'm so bad at marketing with my other stuff, because Rover and Wag do it for me. So I've been in New York, I want to say 3 or 4 years now. I literally probably have 10 or 15 repeat clients that don't even pay me on Rover anymore. They just pay me cash or pay me on Venmo. And we don't even communicate through Rover. Like if we kind of click, they have my number, they call me back later. And there's been a few houses that, like I said, for the past 3 years, I've repeatedly dog sat for them in the summertime. If they need a quick dog walk, there's a few homes that I can't do like repeatedly every single day because I also work, but they have my number. And if they need a quick drop in, they'll just Venmo me the $25. I'll play with their dog for 20 minutes. And then I will go about my business. Like I had a dog at the house over the weekend. She was fucking shit up, but I've watched her probably like 5 or 6 times already in the past few years. Yeah, she was fucking shit up with my puppy. She's usually really shy, so I'm not even gonna talk bad about the dog. The common denominator is my fucking puppy. They was just fucking shit up around the house, but they were having fun. Um, yeah, so Rover and Wag, I would say personally, those two are my most favorite, second to thrifting, but those are my top ones. So if you're in the military and you can't have an animal because you're in the barracks or you're about to deploy or you might be on a ship and you kind of just want to, for one, you get to stay at the people's house as well. I don't personally because I have my dogs, but you could stay at the individual's house as well. And that's part of the dog sitting gig. So I did those when I was in the military. And sometimes you just kind of have a vacation from the military base and you're at someone's home if you feel comfortable staying at the person's home, of course. There's also mystery shopping. I know some people are like, "Oh, I've never been able to find like a valid company to mystery shop with." If I'm not mistaken, it is I'll probably have to link it below cuz I can't remember, but there's actually an association for mystery shopping that they give you all the list of valid websites, but one app is Presto Shopper, and with the app, it's like a little beaver or something on there. Yeah, but it's Presto Shopper and it's on both. It's on the iPhone and on Google Play. Yeah, it's like a little beaver. It's called Presto Shopper. Those, they give you two types of shopping. The I means instant and you'll get paid like 2 or 3 days later. And the M means that you're doing it directly with the company and you'll get paid once a month. So with mystery shopping, you get paid once a month. So I think it's EPMS. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's EPMS.com. They are mystery shopping for like apartment shops and you get like $60 a shop. You could do apartment shops, you could do storage units. And as you accumulate those, they only pay you once a month, which would be at the end of the month. Also, Coil Hospitality Group. That one is kind of for like hotel restaurants, hotels. Keep in mind, I wouldn't say it's easy money because you kind of have to go through the questionnaire and really look at what they're asking for. And you have to type up quite a bit of like what happened, or you need to keep in mind of the person's age, what they look like. So there's a good amount of stuff that go into it, but they pay, excuse me, they pay pretty well. So Coil Hospitality Group, the Presto app, EPMS, and the Gig Spot app. So the Gig Spot app actually puts them all together and it'll literally tell you everything in the area that is available. So if it's apartment mystery shopping, senior home mystery shopping, if you're looking at a gas station to see if they have like their quality checks and their stickers or whatever. I've done a few of those. They're not too bad. Um, they're pretty good. Another thing is Senpex. Senpex is a courier app. So it's pretty much you're picking stuff up from Lowe's. So you kind of need a truck for this one or a SUV, not so much a small car because it's heavier loads, but they pay pretty well depending on where you're at. And Senpex is Nenpex. And I have a truck, so sometimes I pick stuff up from Lowe's and I'll take it to the location. And that's a quick $50 and you get paid twice a week with that one. You get paid Tuesdays and Fridays if I'm not mistaken. And it's really simple if you don't want to have anybody in your car. Roadie is kind of the same thing. Roadie, and that is kind of like you're picking stuff up too from like an IKEA or from a store and you're delivering it to someone's home that doesn't have a truck or something. So you could also check Roadie, and once again that depends on your location. I've heard that Roadie's really good in the city. I don't live necessarily next to New York City. I'm like an hour and a half out, but Roadie's pretty good in there. It's not too busy up where I'm at, but Sempex is pretty good where my location is. The last one I'm going to say, there's two last ones. Amazon Flex. That one might be pretty busy and overpopulated already, but you can double check in your area. They're really good in cities. Amazon Flex is where you get blocks to work with Amazon, but you don't work directly with Amazon. So you could do a block a month if you want. So it'll be like a 3-hour block and they'll pay you like 65 to $90. And you just do the deliveries and you go about your business. And the last one is Spark Driver. For Spark, I've personally done the deliveries just from Walmart, but I think they have like AutoZone. They have a few stores that you could pick up from and deliver to the home. And with Spark, you're just picking up the groceries and bringing it to the person's home. I don't know if they have a shop in option, but I've only picked up at the Walmart and then deliver to the person's home, and then you're done. And they pay weekly as well. Anyway, but that's really all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And you guys have a great evening.